Hey guys, it's just a camera. I just made a video on my phone about what I'm doing here. Hopefully you will have already seen that by the time this comes out. But for those that didn't get to see it, and if you can hear me because it's windy out here, this is a follow-up to Amagansett press video. I never do post offices because I really don't like confronting people. The difference between my audit and his is that I am wearing my mask. And that's kind of just really because it offers a little bit of anonymity. A, B, it doesn't trigger people as much. And it's just going to be, if there's an objection, it'll just be to the photography. It won't be to the mask part. So we're going to see how it goes. To be honest, I really was just embarrassed by the fact that with the auditors we have up here in Texas, and I think there might still be a few up here near Dallas at least, that it took him coming out to do this post office to draw attention to this issue. And that's kind of what I have a problem with. So I happen to be here in the same town he's in. And so I'm going to do a follow-up and see how it goes. And my phone video, the kind of the introduction to this audit, I explained some of my reasons for not wanting to do this and how hard it is for me because I essentially had stopped auditing after being arrested in South Padre Island. My lawsuit is ongoing, and I found out it's going to be yet another 4 or 5 months before we make any kind of progress whatsoever. So it's going to be a long time, and so I pretty much decided that I may have to just go ahead and just get over my fear of auditing again and start doing it. Go back into doing it, I should say, not start doing it. Start doing it again. He did his on Monday. Today's Wednesday, the 7th, I believe. His was Monday the 5th. So it's only been a couple days, and I'm thinking that they've probably already started to get a lot of calls. I almost called myself. I decided to just go ahead and come in person. But for those of you who do want to call, I think it's important for everyone to get involved. This is a business entrance. Let me see how this looks. Oh, I didn't know he recorded this. I remember this in the video. Okay, interesting. I think I might just shoot in here real quick and then go in the main entrance. I gotta watch my camera work because I'm really famous for doing crappy camera work. Lower this down a little bit because I keep hitting things with it. Oh, I see it's connected. Oh, okay, I get it. So I'm not going to make this too long. I don't want to drag this out too much. I want to do it long enough for them to know that I'm here and for them to think back a couple days of what happened and to know that now they have a chance to do things the right way. And let's see if they do that. So here comes the main entrance. I'm crazy about this strap that's on here.
5 rolls of 10,000, 1 roll 3,000.
5 rolls of 10 and 1 roll of 3.
Yes.
I don't know if that's my camera that looks like that or what. Well, guys, so far so good. I am going to go back in. That was just the initial introduction, just to see. And so far, no postal workers told me that I could not report. So it looks like they got that part down, at least. Like I said, I am wearing a mask, so there won't be any issues with that. But we did at least do an initial walkthrough, and except for the lady and the other 2 ladies covering up their face for some reason. They don't do that when they go into places where there's thousands of cameras watching them, but when one of the slaves has a camera, everybody wants to get all scared and nervous and hide their face. So back in the 80s when I grew up, and early 90s, people used to say, "Hi, Mom." And it was pretty cool when someone had a camera. It was exciting. You're going to be semi-famous, you know, maybe. Nowadays, it's just total fear.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. How you doing, sir?
Well, thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. I'll talk to you later.
Is there anything I can help you with?
Oh, no, thank you so much.
How you doing, sir? Welcome to the post office.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Of course. Okay, guys, I recognize the lady from Monday, the same one that initially told AP that he could not record inside. She greeted me and asked if there was anything that I needed in a very professional manner. And then another woman came by and asked if I wouldn't mind just stepping aside. She was getting ready to help a gentleman at that counter. And I said, oh, of course, I'll move out of the way, no problem. So I stepped away. I wasn't trying to record his transaction or get any of his personal information. So I stayed a little bit longer than I normally would. It's a little bit awkward just kind of standing there recording people, even though we have the right to do it. That's one of the reasons why I don't usually come to post offices, because it's a mixed crowd. It's not just public employees, it's also customers. And although none of them said anything to me, and I'm going to go ahead and stick my neck out here and say that there is a small chance, very small chance, that the color of my skin may have something to do with it. Now, I'm not saying this because of the postal employees, although you never know. But in the current climate that we live in, there seems to be there's almost like a reverse racism movement occurring in America right now, where if you're white, you're kind of considered to be the enemy, and nobody has any love for you, not even people of your own race. So I hate to throw that in there. It may not be a factor at all, but it just seems like of the people that walked in and saw me recording them, not knowing who I was or what I was doing, that one of them would have said something. But I think when they see it's a fellow minority, so to speak, that they're just like, ah, man, you know what? Now, that's not to say that Anselmo and some of these other guys who are also, varying different races and different colors, shades and colors, don't also get hassled and harassed by people that are, minorities. But there's some other dynamics involved. But I was in there. I just was totally quiet, stood there recording, as you guys saw in the video, and I gave it another 30 or 45 seconds. But I think I proved my point, and they were all very professional and friendly. And I kind of also wanted to reward them by leaving. Say, hey, look, okay, so I did the same thing he did, and you all acted differently, and look how quickly I left. I'm not going to stand here for 45 minutes or an hour, because then it starts to get into, wow, this guy just wants a confrontation. If we're being honest about not wanting a confrontation and not wanting to upset people, then I think it's important to, once we've taken care of our business. By the way, I am not in any way, shape, or form lecturing Amagansett Press at all. I think everything he did was fine. I'm just saying, for me, from my point of view, I think if we do leave after we've gotten our initial, recording everything we have, and we leave, then it really does prove our point that, hey, if you just left us alone, we probably would have just got bored and left. But because you started acting a fool, if they would have just left us alone and acted professionally, we would have just left. We would have just left, and they could have gone back about their day. So this will kind of help them to see, okay, we got another one of these guys here today. But at the same time, they also get to see that, but we treated him differently, and he took off, and now we get to go back to doing whatever we were doing. So I think that's good. So this has been a follow-up of the Dallas Post Office from a video posted by Amagansett Press. He kind of called for people to come out here and do the same thing he did, and I took him up on it because I happen to be here in Dallas. So there it is, folks. Friendly interactions, and I got out of their hair so as not to rub it in too much and punish them too much for the way they behaved. I did feel like it was extremely unprofessional, but it looks like they've kind of changed their tune, and they seem to be educated now. And I believe that the next person that comes in, if they continue to treat them professionally, they should not have any issues. And so tyrants tamed, public servants trained, aggression quashed, and we move on. Life goes on. So good job, AP. Thank you for starting the ball rolling here. And good job, U.S. Postal Service employees. I know that you went through extensive training on professionalism and how to deal with the public. And the display on Monday was absolutely humiliatingly embarrassing. And it was an absolute cringe fest. And so, thank God you got a chance to redeem yourselves today by behaving professionally and cordially with someone who had a camera, but also had a mask on. I'm sure that makes a difference, but still, regardless, if I had a mask or not, be professional. That's the lesson here. If you work for the public, you have to treat the public with respect. You have to be professional. You have to take the high ground, even if you're upset, even if you're triggered. So, all right, moving on.